Hi everyone, this is the first in a series of videos that I'm going to be doing on anti-inflammatory herbs that you can find in your kitchen. Tonight I'm talking about clove, and you're probably familiar with clove as something that's used around the holiday season because of its strong aroma and strong taste. But clove itself, what we're used to thinking of as the clove, is actually the bud of a tree that you only find in very specific parts of the world. It contains several anti-inflammatory chemicals, including eugenol, thymol, cinnamaldehyde, several flavonoids. The most well-known of these is eugenol, and eugenol is a phenolic compound, and like any phenolic, it has a very strong numbing effect on your nerve endings. This is why it is so popular as an analgesic. In addition to being an analgesic, an anesthetic, and an anti-inflammatory, because of the analgesic effect, clove has been used for hundreds of years for treatment of toothache, and it's still used in modern dentistry today because of that numbing effect. Some other things to be aware of due to eugenol is that it also has a pretty strong anti-inflammatory effect. The eugenol and the other flavonoids block the COX-2 pathways, which have to be triggered in order for inflammation to occur. So by consuming clove in a tea or a tincture, what you're doing is you are blocking those COX-2 pathways. And the interesting thing about this is that these are the same pathways that are blocked by taking traditional NSAIDs like Aleve, Advil, naproxen sodium. Prescription strength would be things like meloxicam or naproxen. So you're getting the same effect from consuming the eugenol in the clove as you would be from taking an over-the-counter medication or a prescription anti-inflammatory. One of the fastest ways to get this effect is to add clove to a tea. So you would I would not recommend making a strong tea with clove because it does have a very strong numbing effect. So I wouldn't use more than maybe, pushing at a half a teaspoon of cloves. Even with that small of amount, you would get a definite tingling and numbing effect of your lips and your tongue, which is probably not horribly pleasant to be walking around with. In addition to being an anti-inflammatory, though, you can use clove as a digestive aid. It's very good for bloating, nausea, even gastritis if you have some stomach pain. So a clove tea would help with any problems like that. It's been used, cloves have been used in Ayurveda for hundreds, if not thousands of years for respiratory support. Clove extract is a really, really good expectorant, so it helps to loosen up mucus and get that out. And it also functions as a bronchodilator, so it helps to open up the respiratory passages in the lungs. Additionally, this is sort of a boon in addition to all the other aspects of using clove. Clove has been shown in animal and in vitro studies to improve insulin sensitivity and to reduce blood glucose levels. So there's the possibility that by increasing your clove intake, that it would help to stabilize blood glucose levels, which is something that's obviously very useful to know for someone who is diabetic or pre-diabetic. Again, I can't recommend that you use any of this for any of these reasons without checking with your medical care professional first, just to double check to make sure that this would not interfere with anything that you are taking pharmaceutically, or that it would potentially cause problems with your medical situation. So that's pretty much it for Clove tonight. Thank you for listening, and I will see you later. Bye-bye.